Hi, this is Norris Streetman with carwashforsale.net. I'm here with Tom at Vacutech. Tell me a little bit about what Vacutech's all about.
Vacutech is about an experience for the customer in vacuuming. We manufacture a complete line of central vacuum cleaning equipment for anybody in the car wash industry, whether it's full service, flex service, express wash, self-serve. We have a vacuum system that can accommodate what they're trying to do.
Now I notice right behind us, what is all this contraption here? It looks pretty big to me.
Well, what this is a central vacuum system, and we build these systems in sizes from about 3 horsepower up to 50 horsepower. And basically what determines the type of system that we put in for a customer or the size of the unit is based on their requirements as far as number of drops and number of users.
So do you guys get this? Here we've got, now what do we have here? What is this right here?
This is called a vacuum producer. This is a centrifugal turbine, which means that we're lowering the barometric pressure within the turbine, atmosphere is rushing in, and that's what the vacuum is all about. So the size of the machine is going to be determined that we put in, and the configuration that we manufacture it in is based on the customer's needs and requirements.
So most of these will go with a full service or exterior only wash?
It can be used in a full service, exterior, it can be used in a express wash, or we are now installing these in self-serves where the customers are doing their own washing and they want to get away from the standalone stainless steel type vacuums and go with a central system. We have a valving system that is controlled by the coin and opens the valve only to that hose. So now that they can put in and generate a system that's central with one machine or two, depending on the size, so they don't have to have all the individual canisters.
Well, that's pretty amazing. Now, is that better economically for them?
Economically, it is, because with the use of a VFD, which controls the frequency, the speed of the motor, they can ramp them up and down, so they're using less energy, so they're not spiking every time they turn the unit on. The standalones require more maintenance, they're noisier. And with this unit, we can accommodate anywhere from 1 user to 14, 15, 16, 18, whatever, with the use of 1 to 2 machines.
Okay, so let's go around here. What do we have right here? You just mentioned that, but go ahead one more time.
This is a separator, and what it does is it allows clean air only to go into the producer. It takes out all the debris that isn't being trapped at the individual hose. We recommend that at each individual hose there's something that can remove pins, pencils, change, jewelry, moisture, to keep the vacuum lines themselves from becoming damp or wet, because then the hair and the light material is going to stick to them.
Now, do you have to clean the filters? I notice a door here. Do you clean here, down here?
Yes, this has a polyethylene dirt bucket, which is plastic, so they can wash them and clean them.
And it's right here. You open it up like this?
Yeah, pull on the lever. Grab that handle and pull the bucket out, and then you take this over and you dump it.
I see.
And this can also be washed or cleaned out.
And I guess depending on the use, that will dictate on how many times you need to clean it out.
It's based on the number of people that are using the system in any given day. So on a busy, high volume day, you would probably want to empty that at the end of the day. If it's during a week when maybe the volume requirement isn't as high, then you wouldn't need to dump that maybe every 2 or 3 days.
Now I notice we have some drops here.
These are vacuum drops. This is what the customer uses to vacuum their car. And basically the system is on continuously. So when the customer wants to vacuum their car, they just remove the hose, go in, vacuum, hang the hose back up when they're done. And each individual hose has its own nozzle hanger, has a gasket so that it seals off when they're through using it.
Now you were telling me sometimes you have exterior tunnels that have up to 40 or 35 feet in length. As far as how many drops? 35 drops? I mean, is that the most you've ever designed?
No, we've done systems from anywhere from 1 drop to 50 drops or more. It doesn't really matter how many drops you have on a central vacuum system. What determines the size of the producer and how we design the system is the number of users or the people that are going to use that system at one time. So that's what we do, is basically engineer the system based on that particular customer's requirements. So whether it's 1 operator or 20 or 100, it doesn't matter, because we'll design the system to fulfill that requirement.
So do you see any new challenges in your business as far as with these new installations that are coming up?
The only challenges that you have today is in the designing of the system to be sure that the system is engineered properly so that when that switch is turned on and the customers all start coming in and vacuum their car, they've got the power they need. And Vacutech is right up front with that technology today with the new hoses that we have now that prevent clogging. That we have a hose that tapers from 2" to 1.5 inches, so we can create more velocity at the vacuum end, prevent the clogging at the other end. And then bringing in the arch stanchions now, we're offering more to the industry than any other manufacturer.
Now I don't know if you can see this, Jack. We've got some, now what is this again? You said arch?
What this is an arch. And what it does is it brings the vacuum out to the center of the car. So as the cars are parked and the customer gets out, the hose, it puts the hose right where it should be. If there's no canopy, what this does is takes the place of a canopy, and you can also put the shade material between them so that in the regions of the country where you have a lot of extreme heat, humidity, it gives them a little bit of shade and it'll drop the temperature about 10 to 12 degrees.
Well, anything you need to let people know that is a new and up and coming thing?
Well, what's new and up and coming with Vacutech is with the advent of the arch stanchion. We have these in many different configurations. We also will custom design a system for any particular customer. In other words, if it's something that we aren't making as a standard product line, we'll sit down with them and we'll develop a product line based on what they want. We have producers that can handle any type of situation. If they want to be able to lift the car mats from the car with a vacuum, they can lift them out. They don't even have to bend over. There's nothing that we can't do with central vacuum cleaning systems. That's what we do, and we're probably the front runner right now in the design and development of that.
Well, there you go. Here's the front runner. It's called
Vacutech.